We live, man. Shrewd News and Reviews. You know we back.
Shit.
You know we had to come back and get it to you.
We back, man, after a short little hiatus.
Yeah, man.
We had to come and talk about YNW Melly, Jamel the Demon. And it's a great day for news. I mean, Trump out here about to get arrested for a third time. But we ain't gonna talk about that. That's not the primary story in the culture right now. The primary story is that on July 18th, the defense and the prosecution both rest their case. You know, we could look forward to the closing arguments on Thursday. He could get life, could get the death penalty. But before we find out all of that, we got to review what happened today. And we heard from a friend of YNW Melly that took the stand. Is that snitching? I don't know. He said some things that might be in YNW Melly's favor, but at the same time, it was 4 other people that were allegedly in that car that the investigators tried to get statements from, and they ain't have nothing to say. The only person who was talking was what's that guy, Trevion Glass. So this guy's taking a stand. Right. Maybe he's holding his nigga down. Maybe he's just getting up there and telling the God's honest truth. I don't know. The other highlight was the lead detective, Joseph T. Moretti. You know, this man threatened to deport 100K Track.
What you say? I hear you now. Plugged in.
I'm saying that the lead detective, Joseph T. Moretti, threatened to deport 100K Track to Haiti, even though the man been here since he was 5 years old.
Yeah, I mean, we know the police play them games. You know,
did he go too far?
Hell yeah, they all go too far when they try to get convictions and getting people to testify and snitch, and they damn sure go too far.
Well, we talking about him. We don't have to paint with a broad brush.
Okay.
I don't know if all police are going too far, but in this specific instance, I'll leave y'all to judge in the comments. Y'all let us know if y'all think. Matter of fact, speaking of that, let's get this out the way. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We need your support. It's a black run YouTube channel. We need your support. Huh? What
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You don't think they care about that?
Hell no. Go ahead, but
they should, man. They giving Drake all this pressure for not giving interviews with black publications, or he don't speak on enough issues. Everybody talking about we got to stick together. We did the thing with Diddy, the Black Wall Street thing. I'm saying support of black, because sometimes these publications that give us a lot of hip hop news, they not of the culture. But let's get away from that. Now, also there was a claim that the detective said that 100K Track wouldn't get food or medical care in a Haitian jail. He denied that part though, but he did admit to threatening to deport him. I don't really feel like that was too far. That to me, maybe I'm traumatized or something, but that seems like run-of-the-mill police stuff. If you're involved in a murder or having to do with that, they're gonna be like, listen, man, you could go to jail for this time, you could lose this. I remember getting pressed by the police at a storage unit back when I was with Shell, and they were threatening to take her kid and everything like that. Didn't have nothing to really arrest me on at the time, but they were threatening to take her kid and stuff like that. And we know the police are allowed to lie. So
allowed to lie.
Yeah, so that just goes. I mean, I don't know if that's too far. I mean, ethically, it seems a little bit wrong, but was he lying though?
Yeah, because he got the power to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could get deported. Another thing, another thing that was a huge point of contention for people in the comments when I'm watching the Law and Crime YouTube channel. There was a point where they were reading YNW Melly's text messages, and he was saying some disparaging things about his mother. He referred to her as the B word. He greenlit his mother, so to speak. He said something to the effect of, if y'all got to kill her or whatever, I don't care. And the defense argued that evidence is irrelevant. It really don't have nothing to do with whether Jamel had staged a drive-by and murdered his friends. It's just stuff that's outside of the scope of the case. And they said that could influence the jury because we all have mothers, and you know, maybe they could judge him unfairly because of that. Do you think that that could cause him to not get a fair shake? We brought that up before, but I'm asking you again.
Yeah, I think that could. I think that's what the jury do. Their job is to try to make you be a looked at as a bad guy, but
You
it's
mean
no
that's what
limit.
the prosecution is trying to do?
Prosecutors, not the jury. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's their job because it's halfway to battle. You know, I know that for a fact. Impression is everything. You know, you have to even when you selling somebody something, they gotta like you. So the juror has to like what Melly or the defense is saying for this to work, and that's where it's at, man.
I think it speaks to his. I think it speaks to his character. You know, I feel like it's fair game. I feel like it's fair game.
Fair game, but it's not. You know, you could be more accurate instead of trying to.
True.
I see what they're doing, but you can just present your case on what you got from this man. Like, what is the damning evidence that points you to think that this man is guilty for this?
Yeah, but come on, man. You know they gonna do what they got to do to win, just like Mel gonna do what he got to do to win. You know, so
yeah, it's a game.
They all gonna be kind of reaching, like overstepping a little bit. You know,
everybody's trying to get the W, man.
Everybody trying to get the W. You know,
whichever way possible.
And defense wins championships.
Yeah, but I tell you one. Do you remember when T.I. had that artist named Alpha Mega, and he was caught snitching, and he went on YouTube and he went and told people how the prosecution actually got him to lie on somebody. He actually lied on the man. He's on tape revealing this, that, you know, he got on the stand. He didn't know this guy. He never bought drugs from the guy.
Yeah.
They went on stand, and the guy actually switched chairs with his lawyer because the guy, he felt like, man, this guy don't even know me. He never seen me before. He can't point me out in the courtroom. So when this guy went on the stand to point this guy out, he couldn't find him. So he faked a kind of like an injury, and they had to recess the court. And then they got the prosecution was able to show him a picture of this guy, and he pointed him out in court, and he was able to reveal that he lied on this man. So there are people that's in court that getting their time knocked off, and they out here, well, we could just say on this case, they out here lying on people to get off. So
yeah, that example to me really has no bearing on what we talking about right now. I mean, we know people go to court and lie.
And prosecution go to the extreme. They'll go to the extreme to get a prosecution for you. They would, you know. In the past, it have included getting other people to lie, you know.
Right. So staying online, his friend testified today, right?
Right.
He had some testimony. He spoke up about Melvin. He says that, you know, Melvin was broke up about the thing. He said he was crying when he heard the news. Let's hear a little bit from him.
Was Melly crying at Frito Bank's house?
Yes.
Were you crying?
Yes.
Because you all grew up together.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Now, did you in fact tell this what happened on October 25th and 26th to this particular prosecutor?
Yes.
Were any of us, any of the lawyers,
Objection, relevance.
Same.
That's Adrian Davis. He says he was crying. Melly was crying when he heard the news that his two best friends had been killed. We also have the video surfacing online where Melvin and Bortland were dancing at a video shoot just hours after his two best friends were dead. So, what do you make of that? Does he seem credible to you? Does that, make you feel that maybe he could have, maybe not had nothing to do with this because he was sad that the people died?
Yeah, I mean, if you got somebody standing on the witness saying that, they co-signing what he's saying, it holds weight.
I don't know, man. You seem delusional to me. I say that with all due respect. Like, this is the weakest evidence that I've seen this whole trial. Like, we're supposed to overlook all of the trajectory evidence, the cell phone towers, other people, testify with the text messages, the reams and reams of text messages. But because Adrian Davis says that he was broke up, we supposed to believe that. He don't even seem like somebody to believe.
No, this is why you brought up YNW Melly's credibility. To me, the prosecution and the DEA, their credibility is not great at all to me.
I don't think you mean the DEA. I think you just mean the prosecution.
Yeah, the prosecution.
Okay.
Whatever. Their background, just like we, put in Melly, they got some skeletons in their closet. So I'm not just gonna say,
Well, that's where you got it mixed up. I don't care about the prosecution. I'm talking about evidence. Right. Trajectory evidence, medical examiners, lead detectives, people who was studying the car. So to hell with the prosecution. I don't care about them either way or the other. I don't care nothing about
the people.
I'm talking about the evidence. It ain't gonna be enough for me to believe Adrian Davis after everything I done heard. He didn't move me at all. I wasn't impressed by this nigga in any way. But he got some more to say. I'm gonna play a little bit more of he said something about he's sure that Melly got into the red Mitsubishi, which is a big important thing if you've been following the case.
When you spoke to the prosecutor, were you under oath?
Yes.
Sworn to tell the truth?
Yes.
Objection, Dr. Holstein.
Stay.
Are you 100% sure
Objection has been answered.
that Melly got into the red Mitsubishi to go home?
Yes.
Are you 100% sure that this young man learned of the shooting of his friends at the exact same time you learned of it?
Yes.
And that was at the house?
Yes.
Are you 100% sure that when people were getting on the...
Are you 100% sure that how would he be sure of that? Like, let's just think about that critically. I know you're not sure. It's a doubt in your mind, but let's just think about this critically. How in the hell would Adrian Davis be sure that Melly found out of the news the same time he found out about it?
Hey man, this is for the jurors. This ain't for
no. See, now you want to dance. We're on an opinion show. Let me remind you that. We're not here to pussyfoot around, dog. They got a lot of different YouTube channels that they could watch for that. We're here to talk straight. We supposed to be talking like we in the barbershop. So no, it's not about for other people to decide. We giving an opinion.
Right.
We giving an opinion.
So what you want me to say? Because he said 100% that he's not.
No, I'm saying, do you think that there's a way that Adrian Davis is even possible to know that? Yeah,
it's a way that he could not possibly know, but the lawyers, the defense job is to make them feel like 100% he's sure that the man ain't there, and that's why he's saying that. Because if he get a yes, it's gonna make the impression on the juror that yes, this is 100%. So yeah, I get where you coming from. You on the defense side, but I get why he's saying that word.
I'm not on the defense side. I'm not on anybody's side. Bro.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that's a good that's a good defense on what he's saying, but I get why he would say that. Like he's saying that.
Yeah, why he would say it too. They're trying to beat a murder.
So that's where
I
I'm
just don't
coming
believe
from.
it. If you believe that, I want to sell you a. I got to look. We should talk when we get off camera. I want to sell you a bridge. If you believe this nigga right here and this defense attorney, I got a bridge to sell you. Or we could talk about extending your car warranty.
Hey, it ain't about if I believe him or not. It's about, you know what I'm saying, them convincing the jury to believe them. It ain't about me.
Okay, what?
To me, it sounds true. To me, it sounds true. I mean, it don't sound like, you know, nobody.
Hey, fair enough. You say it sound true to you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. I couldn't even convince you that Tory was guilty. So I know you gonna always side with the criminal. Is that true?
Nah,
is that 100% true?
Don't do that. You gonna get me banned, I'm saying.
No, okay. You know what was the funniest part of this court case, though? I ain't gonna lie. There was a part where, you know, the part where in the opening arguments, the prosecution said that Melly basically confessed to the murders when he texts somebody, I did that.
Mm-hmm.
The defense says that there's a difference between that, D-A-T, versus that, T-H-A-T, right? And whoever texts, I did that, T-H-A-T, couldn't have been their client because that's not how he talks. What do you think about that?
That's not how he talks.
Yeah, like if Melly was gonna say I did that, he would have spelled it D-A-T.
I did that. I mean, that's not I mean, if I was defending that, I would have came up with something clever. So if that's the truth, it's the truth. But if I was the defense, I would have came up with a you know, something a little bit more, you know, indecisive. So you know clearly, you know, I ain't had nothing to do with that.
It's hard to beat that, bro. It's hard. Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah. Like you text somebody, I did that, and they're asking about the shooting. Like they're asking if you all right, and you text,
you all right?
I did that. Shh. With the shh makes it real bad. You feel me? Like I feel like he not giving his attorneys enough to work with. I think his attorneys are doing a decent job, but it's like, damn, nigga, you putting them in a tough position. Another thing that I thought was interesting was when the judge asked Melly if he wanted to testify, he said, I will not be testifying. Judge Murphy says, is this your volunteer decision? Melly says, yes, sir. And Melly also said that he's satisfied with his defense's performance.
Yeah.
So, you know how like Tory Lanez is trying to get another trial right now, and he's saying that, you know, his attorneys didn't do good. He got railroaded and all of that. They're going to bring this up if he tries to appeal this. It makes the window smaller for, you know, like, you know, my defense didn't do a good enough job. I was lied to or something like that.
Not really, because DNA, they don't have a weapon. They don't have a weapon.
That's totally different, but continue.
Yeah. You know, it's going to be ways he could still, you know, I feel like he could come back and say this and say that. We get a lot of that on appeals.
To be fair, though, Bob, neither one of us are lawyers. You know what I'm saying? So you could feel like that, but I just want to let you know that people get convicted every day off of purely circumstantial evidence. You don't need a gun to get bailed.
You don't need DNA. We know that because it's people that, you know, that got exonerated from their charges, and they done got off from DNA and all of this stuff as well. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see.
We'll see what happens Thursday. We'll go ahead and wrap it up from there. If you like what you hear, like and share. You know, join the tribe by pressing subscribe. I guess we're out until the next one. It's Fruit News and Reviews, man.